In addition to the built-in Python functions we've seen, such as eval, input, and print, Python has a number of modules that you can use in your programs. To access them, use the import statement to tell Python you want to use the code in that module. One module that Python has is the math module with a number of mathematical functions and some common constants. We can use the Tools menu to access the interactive Python console. Now you can type in Python statements here and see what they do. We'll type import math, and that doesn't appear to have any effect, but it does bring in all the code in the math module so you can use it. Normally you would not use this next statement as part of a program, but in the interactive interpreter, it allows you to see what you can do with the math module. By typing dir of math, we can see all the things that the math module has by scrolling over here. This shows you a list of all the items in the math module. You can also pick one and enter help to find out more about it. So if we type help math.cosine, we can see that we need to send it one parameter that it assumes is a measurement in radians, and it returns the cosine of that value. We can also enter simple expressions and ask what the value of expressions are. Notice here that we did not need to print x to see its value. In a Python program, just putting x would not output the value, and you do need to use the print function. But in the interactive interpreter, you do not need to use print. Here is a table from the book showing some of the items in the math module, along with a description of what they do. Note that math.py and math.e are constants, while the other members of the math module shown are functions. We can tell that since pi and e do not have parentheses after their names, while the other items do. This affects how we use them. If we want to use pi, we write 2pi equals math.py times 2.0. But if we want to use the cosine function, we use parentheses and write x equals math.cosine of some number. To close the Python console, use the button on the right side of the window here. Now we'll look at this program that uses the math library to solve the quadratic equation. It is common to put the import statement before your code, so we write import math here before the main function. The program starts by getting the coefficients of the quadratic equation as inputs. We use floats here because the coefficients do not need to be integer values. Next we calculate the discriminant b squared minus 4ac and take the square root of it. And then we calculate the two answers. Note the use of parentheses that are needed because of the precedence rules. Let's run it. And we'll enter 1, 2, and 3. And we'll see the program crashes. This is because we were trying to take the square root of a negative number. We'll learn in later videos how to detect a negative value for the discriminant and keep the program from crashing. Let's run it again with values that won't crash. We'll enter 2, 5, and negative 12. And we can see that the program outputted the two solutions.